Hey, welcome back to a very special quick look with the Casual Hour. My name is Bobby, joining me for this one, and the only person I would have with me today, the gamer on the go, Chase Kinnicky. There's been some rumbling and updating to one of the quote-unquote best games ever made, Into the Breach.
Yes, Bobby, once more, let's go into the breach.
Let's go into the breach.
Bobby, I love this game so goddamn much. I love this game so goddamn much.
For a year where things have not been great for gaming, there's been a lot of really cool things that have happened.
Mm-hmm.
And what I mean by that, Into the Breach got an update, Chase. A game that we didn't need it to keep playing it. We loved it the same.
It's true.
But hey, what is Into the Breach? What are we gonna be looking at today? What can you tell me about this game, Chase?
Okay, so Into the Breach. This is a game that came out in 2018. It came out for PC and Switch, and I mean, why are we playing a 2018 game for a quick look in 2022? You might ask, and that's because this game has gotten an update. There is now the Advanced Edition. It's a free update for everyone. The game is also now out on Linux. It's been out on Linux since a couple of years ago. But now there is an iOS and Android version. You have to be a Netflix subscriber to get it. It's a weird thing, but you can get it for free if you're a Netflix subscriber, so that's something. But this free update is out on everything else as well. I've been playing it a lot on my Switch because that's where I played a lot of Into the Breach beforehand. You're playing this on PC here. And there's a lot of new stuff to talk about, and I'm very excited for it.
So we've got time travelers. For those of you who don't know, they all come with a random set of perks. They've added in a few new ones. I have only got Kai unlocked here.
Wait, who's the green guy? I don't know if I have him.
That's Mafan. Yeah. He is a special character that you can get.
I might not have met Mafan yet. Interesting. Why don't you stick with our girl here, Kai, because she is new.
Yeah.
And
then on page 2, we've got a couple new things.
5 new squads here. The Bombermechs, Arachnophiles, Heat Sinkers, Mist Eaters, and Cataclysm are all new squads that have been added in.
Yes.
And I've played with 3 of these squads so far, and I've unlocked 4. You've got everything unlocked here for this quick look, so we're able to show stuff.
Yes.
I would say for this quick look, Cataclysm I think is my favorite one of these, but I think we're gonna save that.
They're a lot of fun.
I think we're gonna save that one for a stream. Let's go with. I just did Bombermechs. Why don't we just do Bombermechs so I can go through that one with you. Have you played Bombermechs before?
No, I have not played with them yet. Okay. So, looks like... Well, I'll just have you tell me when we get in here. Let's just go into this as blind as possible.
Sure.
Also, this is some of the new stuff here.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to run through that as well?
Yes. So, in addition to the 5 new teams, there's a bunch of new enemy units. I don't have the full... Actually, maybe I do. Maybe I do have that. Hang on. Here we go. 5 new squads, 15 new squad achievements, 7 new Vec. Vec are the enemy units. There are 3 new Scions. Those are also enemies that have like passive abilities that they give to their other friends, and 10 new boss battles. There are 12 new missions, 3 new bonus mission goals, 4 new pilots. One of them is Kai, who we're using here, and 10 new random pilot abilities. So they'll get as you upgrade them, as they get experience, they'll get new abilities. There are 39 new weapons and equipment. A lot of that is from the new teams themselves. There's 2 new music tracks from the same composer, Ben Prunty. He also worked on the previous subset game, which was FTL, which is another banger of game. And then there's an even more challenging mode you see there, Unfair Mode. Unfair Mode is ridiculous. There's a way to play this game where you can do everything perfectly and save everyone, and that's great. Unfair Mode says, no, you have to make some hard decisions. We're going to throw too much at you for you to be able to cleanly get out of this. You will have to make some choices. And there's also 7 new languages: Arabic, Thai, Swedish, Korean, traditional Chinese, Turkish, and Latin American Spanish. So now more people have even more access to one of the best games of all time, Bobby.
I love that.
Yeah.
We're going to turn on all these advanced things.
Yep.
What I would say, too, is if maybe you're somebody who has a mobile phone and a Netflix account, you're like, I'm going to check this game out because it doesn't cost me anything outside of my subscription.
Sure.
Maybe not turn on all these things for the first few times.
I mean,
get your footing.
I think even if you turn them all on, I think this is an incredibly fun game, even on easy difficulty. I think we should play on normal.
Do you want to play it on easy?
I think we should play on normal here, but I think easy is a totally fun. It's not like they've babyfied the game when you play on easy. You're still gonna have some tough choices to make.
Okay. And Chase, I will let you continue to make some great calls here. What island would you like to start on?
I mean, I think we should start on the top left one. That is the traditional starter island.
Okay. Let's go see what Dewey's up to.
Okay. It's still the same 4 islands here. They didn't add a new island or a new biome, as people like to say.
Batteries. This one is a new mechanic with bad repairs. Should we show that off?
I hate bad repairs. Bad repairs leaves all your mechs with 1 HP to start the mission, and that's a little rough. So let's do a little traditional.
Chase, I've been dying to ask you a question.
Go for
I know
it.
that changes, but when you approach a game like this where you have placement, do you follow any sort of rule? And by the way, we have the grid turned on here just for the sake of Chase and I doing this remotely. You can see there at the front. But do you have a placement preference whenever you start a game like this?
Generally, yes. I like to have a mech that can push or do some damage, like right up in front to the point where they can hit an enemy quickly. I like to have an artillery unit as not as far back as possible, but as on a line there, like your ABC line, your letter line there with the coordinates. I would want to have it on that same line, that 6 line, because that gives you a lot of options to move side to side and then hit them with that artillery. And then some of the other ones, it's kind of a game time decision. So here's something with this team, Bobby. You've got a mech here, the one that you're using. This one pierces and does damage and pushes. So normally I'd say put this right next to the building on like 5D, but I want to show you something really cool here. I want you to put this one in the water. Just put it there in 5B.
Right here?
So normally when you have a mech in the water, they can't do anything. But we're gonna show off why that's not exactly the case with the Bombermechs. I think you can put this one. This one puts this is your artillery unit. I put it anywhere on that line 6. Maybe like a 6D. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Okay.
That's 6E, but that's fine. And then no, you're good. And then I'd move your science boy. I'd move him. I'd put him right in front of the artillery mech.
Look good. All right.
All right. Let's start this thing. Let's let them go. There is a new enemy here. This is one of the scions here. When they're glowing purple like that, that means they have a new mechanic that's been added called boost.
Boosted.
And boosting means that you're going to do extra damage. Kai, this new pilot, also has that ability. When she's at full health, she's boosted. When she's not at full health, she's not only unboosted, she loses one of her move. She loses 1 to her move, which is pretty devastating. Okay. Here's why I asked you. This is going to be tough because they're already in your way. Maybe this isn't going to work like I thought it would. It'll still work. Put your... Man, they really lined up the enemy placement to make this terrible. Here's the thing. Go to your science unit there. Your one in front. Yeah, that guy. And look at his weapon. If you have the ability to look at that. So the weapon they have here is that they can exchange one unit that they're next to for any other unit on the field.
That's really cool.
And it's really cool, and it's really bustedly good. the problem is that the enemies are just not lined up in a perfect way. I guess this will be okay. You can take. You can't take that because he's boosted. That's going to be too much damage. Okay, this will still work. Why don't you take your science unit and move him up one space to that scion?
Okay.
Now use your unit. Now use the science unit to swap the spaces of the scion with your piercing mech.
The
one in the water. Yeah. So what I wanted to do is put an enemy in the water immediately. The problem is the scion flies, so that's not going to kill him instantly like it would with other units. But now we have this Vec attacking his own scion, and because he's boosted, he's going to do enough damage to kill that scion and then lose the boosted nature for the other units. So that's pretty solid.
That's dirty.
Now what I want you to do is take your push mech, because you haven't moved him at all. He hasn't moved himself. He's just gotten the science stuff. And I want you to put him on C1. So I want you to block that
down here.
C1.
C1.
There you go. Yep. So now you're blocking that spawn tile, which means you're going to keep enemies from coming through. Oh wait. Oh shit. No, you can't do this. Sorry. You're gonna do damage to your city. Yeah. Undo your move. You can undo moves. You can't undo shots unless you reset a turn, and you only get so many resets. Okay. Sorry. You don't need to block this thing. Just fire at the Vec that's there on C3. You won't do any damage to it, because this mech, you have to shoot through something before you can damage anything behind it, but you will push it, and you're going to push him right into the ocean.
Okay. Oops. Oh, that's great.
Yep. So now, at this point, you're fine. You don't have to do anything else, but we are going to do one more action because we have it. Use your artillery mech there, and he shoots out little robot boys. So you can leave him where he is, and just shoot his weapon here, and put that little mech right there on D2 where you are. So what you can do with this this is a little walking bomb. So what you could do is walk this over to any enemy and just explode. But if you leave them alive, these guys do dismantle at the end of a turn. So you could just leave them there, and he will block. He will block this. So I would say it's better to just leave him and let him block.
Okay.
Actually, and you can move him too. So what I'd do is probably move him to C1, just so he blocks something that's a little bit more out of the way for you. You can deal with the guys who come out of D2.
Yeah.
And then
I'm following what you're saying.
And then just end your turn. It's going to tell you that you can still do something with this guy. You don't care about that because you want him to stay there.
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
Enemies fighting enemies. This is the best thing about Into the Breach. All right.
Okay. So now we've got a couple situations that I can still knock this guy into the water.
You could. That's probably what you want to end up doing. Before you do that, though, just try looking, aim at the enemy behind the building.
Over here?
Yeah.
Okay.
So aim at him with that weapon. So because of this weapon, it will pierce through the building and not do any damage, and then damage the enemy behind it. That is one of the cool things you can do with this squad. I don't think we should do it. I think we have better options here, but I just wanted to show off what that can do. But yeah, still push that other dude right back into the water.
Okay. Crisis averted.
Now I want to show you this idea. Shoot your artillery bomber mech. And put him. Let's go C1 again.
Okay.
Or yeah, put him there, and then move the walking guy to the
Okay.
And now move your science mech to C2. So now your science mech is going to be blocking that space, And now,
Yep.
use your science mech to swap the spots of your walking bomb and the enemy.
Oh, shit.
So now your enemy is attacking a space that doesn't do anything. You're blocking one of the spaces, and the enemy is blocking the other space, and your little other mech isn't doing anything. We could have done this turn a little bit better. We're not going to have to reset it here, but what we could have done, you could have moved that artillery one to its left, or one to its right. You could have moved it to C6 and shot that walking bomb without moving it at all. And then you still, once you swapped them, you still would have had the move, so you could have walked that bomb down to F1, and you could have blocked 3 spaces instead of just 2. I think this is fine. We're still just showing it off. But yeah, end the turn, and let's see what we got.
All good things is what we have.
This game is so good. I love the way it lets you just experiment and play around with these different ideas.
All right. They really don't like our pusher mech.
They do not. What do I want you to do here? So your science mech needs to get off this space because it only has 1 health left. We can't let it block and do more damage.
Yeah.
What I think you want to do is move the science mech to D1.
Okay.
And then I want you to swap spaces with the Vec in front of you and your pusher unit there. Yeah. So now these guys...
That's a great way to get untangled.
These guys should be attacking each other, but I think you should just shoot them. I think you should use your pusher mech to shoot, so you'll go through the one guy and kill the other one.
Kill the other one. Okay. That's very good.
And then I'd move your artillery guy to that C6 spot, and then shoot his little guy onto C2.
Yep.
Or sorry, C1. Because he's going to get damaged. He'll get attacked and die before that. Yeah. So
I can't move over there. Never mind. I was gonna say I can move this guy over.
I mean, you might as well move him over 1 spot if we need him next turn. I generally forget about the extra units they sometimes give you.
And his attack doesn't help us out here at all. So,
no, but it might help us next turn if we need it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this looks good.
All right. God, it's good.
All according to plan. Okay. Okay, that's a lot of stuff there.
Can't do much here.
You could.
I could attack that.
I would say, damn. Okay, I think I have this. Just use your science mech to swap the spaces of your piercing unit and the enemy that's targeting the artillery support.
Okay. So we're gonna go for this one here, right? And that one there?
Yep. So now all 3 of those Vec are attacking each other, and all you have to worry about is the guy that's attacking that building. Here. But what you can do is, and then you should be able to kill him. Yep. And then, since you're already doing this, you might as well just shoot your piercing guy from where he is. So shoot through that building and kill that guy. Yeah. So get your team a little bit more experience that way. And then you don't have to do this, but again, just for the little bit of experience, shoot your Bombermech. You can leave him where he is. I'd throw him and put him at C. Like shoot the thing, right there. And then let him explode.
Okay, So it's into third.
No. You have to tell this guy to explode. There you go.
Like that, right?
So he'll self-destruct. He'll destroy. He'll hurt things. It doesn't hurt him that much, but just to show off that's a thing that it can do, instead of just blocking spaces.
It's great.
And there you go. You've done it.
Chase, I know that we had talked about doing a whole island, but I feel like that was a pretty...
Yeah. I would start a second one just so we can look at, maybe see another different kind of enemy. But yeah, we don't need to play this more.
Protect the coal plant or defend the armored train.
Since we're not going to do this, why don't you do the relic preserves and show off that bad repair thing?
Okay.
Although armored train would have also been good. So there were train missions that you could do in the original Into the Breach. Now there is an armored train, and that train will just run over enemies instead of crashing if they touch them, which is pretty fun to just let the train do the work for you. It's pretty good.
Hell yeah. So this one, as you mentioned, Chase, we don't really like. All of our mechs, as they come in, are going to be in lower health, which is not great.
It's not great, but you do have all of these little plus pads there. Those are all repair pads, and when you land on them, you will fully heal yourself, I think, and it fully heals enemies too if they stand on them, so that's not the best.
No.
But it's another thing to play around. And just like the original game, there are still those pods, the one that crashed down there. So if you're able to get one of your units to the pod, you can even use this is a failed, well, not a failed run, but we're not going to do this run correctly. So what I want you to do, shoot your artillery unit, and put his little Bombermech on the pod. So you still collect the pod when you do that. And then you know what? Since we're really fucking around here, why don't you just explode that unit? And you're gonna destroy your coal plant, but you know what? Fuck it, right?
Who cares, right? We did it.
Yeah, this game is so good. I'm having a lot of fun with the other teams. The other teams do some really fun stuff as well. I think Cataclysm might be my favorite of those new teams, but Bombermechs I had a really good time with. You can upgrade some of these units, so I've upgraded the artillery unit before, and you can upgrade it to the point where it can shoot off 2 of those little walkers every turn, so you can block more stuff, or you can make them both explode. There's a lot of fun stuff you can do where you can just science around things and fuck things up, and it's just very, very good. It's awesome. It's one of the best games of all time, Bobby. I love this game with all my heart.
And you know what? It's one that I in 2018 was not as into the genre as much as I am now, and really have had a blast. Coming back to it.
In 2018, you were a Philistine. We didn't get Into the Breach to be our game of the year. We gave it to some other much less deserving game, I'm sure. But
what was that game called? I think it was.
I can't remember. What was it?
Monster Hunter.
Oh, was it Monster? Okay, yes, an extremely less deserving game. But I'm glad you've seen the light, and I hope other people will see the light as well with Into the Breach Advanced Edition. It's out now. It is. Let me make sure how much it is. I think it's on sale right now, but probably by the time you hear this, it won't be on sale anymore.
So if you wanted to see more of the light, there's a great way to do that.
It's true.
Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 10:30 p.m. Central on twitch.tv/thecasualhour. We play games just like this one. And as a matter of fact, we're going to be starting a run on Monday, the 25th of July, 2022, where we'll be playing through with the Cataclysm Squad right there on Twitch. We record a podcast called The Casual Hour with our co-host Johnny every Wednesday, and on Friday we all get together and play games ranging from racing games to strategy games to golf games. And we put quick looks like the one you're watching right now up twice a week right here on YouTube. So if you dig what we do, like, subscribe, follow, comment, hang out, tell us all about you. We'll tell you more about us. It will be a great time. Into the Breach.
$15.
Breath of fresh air.
$15 on Steam, $15. On Switch, or free on your phone if you got that Netflix subscription.
It plays really well on phone too, by the way. If you are maybe somebody who has an aversion to mobile gaming, this is a really easy one to pick up and play there. And if you happen to have a tablet, it's fantastic on a tablet. I
think it's even better than FTL on a tablet. FTL worked, but they kind of had to change the PC version a little bit to make it work on a tablet. They kind of had to overlap some screens. It didn't give you quite as much information. This game being a turn-based strategy game, no problems at all. You will not feel any sort of pressure playing this on an iPad versus playing this on a PC or a Switch for that matter.
For sure. Awesome. Well, Chase, I'm pumped that you have a reason to play more of this, and even more so that we get to do it together. Looking forward to playing this on stream with you this upcoming Monday, and thank you for hanging out while we recorded the quick look.
Yeah, thank you.